Amid a global economic downturn and job losses occasioned by COVID-19, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) says for Nigeria to see an appreciable decline in its unemployment rates and assimilate its swelling number of unemployed and underemployed population, 5 million jobs must be created annually for the next 10 years. TV360's correspondent Folashade Ogunrinde takes a look at the feasibility of this report as well as federal government's plan on job creation.
To accommodate a new labor force of 54 million people, the International Monetary Fund (IMF) says Nigeria will need to create 5 million jobs annually for the next 10 years. This comes as Nigeria's unemployment rate rose to 27.1% in the second quarter of 2020, increasing from 23.1% in the third quarter of 2018. But what are the chances of Nigeria achieving this lofty feat, even as the nation's economy continues on a downward slope of negative growth and massive job losses?
Well, what we believe is that when you partner with the private sector, when you make the environment more conducive for any investor to come in. Let's take an example of our security issue. No investor will want to come to invest in an economy that's so volatile like ours. So let's have a friendly business environment that will even investors will like to stay, investors will like to bring their funds to invest in such an economy. If we have adequate security, we can predict, or an investor can predict its resources, where its funding, the investment is. At such an environment will be something that will even bring in investors to come and to bring in their funds. So let us have a business-friendly environment.
The Nigeria Bureau of Statistics (NBS) says some of the factors that account for the rise in Nigeria's unemployment rates include the low level of industrialization, slow economic growth, as well as poor implementation and coordination of labor policies. Despite the opportunities that have been identified in the private sector as a critical force to drive down Nigeria's unemployment rates, it has still not lived up to expectations.
What we need to do is to look at several sectors of the economy and determine those that have strong growth prospects. Take for instance the agricultural sector that accounts for about 30% of the GDP. What we have today is largely subsistence farming. In as much as you say it creates the highest employment, but that is not high quality employment. We need to expand the agricultural value chain to the point where we are now creating some level of benefication, that is adding value to agricultural outputs, so that we can create employment along the entire value chain. Then we look at our transport sector. We look at how do we build a supporting infrastructure that will create employment in several parts of the country, so that it's easy to move goods and services around, so that we don't cluster around Lagos and contiguous states. Then we look at our power supply, we look at our educational system. Power supply so that you can improve the ease of doing business and reduce the cost of doing business in the country.
Over the years, the Nigerian government has made promises and plans to save jobs and create new ones through numerous policies such as the Economic Sustainability Plan. But the teeming numbers of unemployed Nigerian youths show a different reality. Folashade Ogunrinde, TV360 News.